Hello, in this video I'm going to be discussing how to become an educational psychologist, or what is referred to as a licensed specialist in school psychology. Now, in order to become an educational psychologist or a licensed professional in school, or I'm sorry, a licensed specialist in school psychology, you're going to have to obtain at least a master's degree or what is called a specialist degree. Now, a master's degree comes after a bachelor's degree, and a specialist degree is somewhere in between a master's degree and a doctorate degree. It's not totally a doctorate degree, but it's in between a master's and a doctorate. It's kind of higher than a master's, but not quite a doctorate. Now, specialist degrees vary from program to program. Sometimes it's called an EDS, and sometimes it's called an SSP. And it just depends on exactly what you're going to be getting that specialist degree in. Sometimes it's an educational psychologist or psychology specialist program, or sometimes it's called a specialist in school psychology degree. Now, typically these programs are about 60 hours, and they typically take about 2 to 3 years, depending on how many courses you're taking each semester. Now, these programs consist of not only coursework, but they also consist of a year-long internship in a school setting. And you do your internship, I think, after you complete all of your coursework, or when you're kind of finishing up all of your coursework. And you can do this while it's paid too. There's some programs I think restrict you being able to actually get paid, but there are some programs that do allow you to take an actual position if you can get one in a school as a specialist in school psychology. You can take your internship and you can actually get paid. Now, educational psychologists and specialists in school psychology, they actually they actually have kind of like a teacher schedule. So they have their summers off, they have their holidays off, and they typically go to school from 7 to 3 or 8 to 4, or however teachers are, however long teachers are at school. So it's a pretty good work schedule, and I think the national average of pay is somewhere around 60 to 65 thousand dollars. So it's a really good field to go into if you like working with children. Now, what do educational psychologists and specialists in school psychology do? They do assessment of children's behaviors, children's abilities to learn, children's emotional states. They do counseling for children. They collaborate with teachers and administration to come up with programs and to come up with independent educational programs for students who are having a tough time learning in the classroom. They do groups, they do individual counseling. They also collaborate with many people in the community. You can be employed by a school, or you can be employed by a school district. You also see educational psychologists work in homes. They'll go work in homes of children who are experiencing difficulties, in the home, or experiencing difficulties in the classroom, and are having trouble learning. So they work in a many different fields. They even may work in some clinics or hospitals, doctors' offices, with kids who may have behavioral learning or emotional trauma. So they do many different things. Now, you'll have to sit for an exam after you complete um, you complete all your coursework, and you can become licensed as a specialist in school psychology. This really is a growing field. It's really growing a lot, not only because of the work-life balance, but also because of the pay, and also because you're actually being able to work with so many different issues. You're actually being able to work with so many different people. So if you're interested in this field, there are so many programs out there. In I said that the requirement is only a specialist degree or a master's degree, but you can actually go on and get your doctorate in school psychology or educational psychology if that's something that you want to do, and you can actually teach at the college or university level if that is something that you're interested in. Also, getting a doctorate in educational or school psychology allows you to do a lot of research and allows you to, get grants and things like that for programs if that is something that you're interested in. So, if you have more questions about becoming an educational psychologist or a licensed specialist in school psychology, please let me know. Please write down in the comment section if you have many more questions, and I'll be glad to answer those for you. Have a great day.